Let me tell you something about blood glucose. In our blood, there should be certain amount of glucose to keep us going. The normal amount should be 120 milligram per 100 cc of blood. We have 5 liters of blood in our body, and that amount of glucose is essential for keep us going, to keep us conscious, keep us alive and kicking. See, the problem arises when the amount of glucose, this amount of glucose in the blood drops to about 60 or 50 milligram per 100 cc. When that happens, we faint, we become unconscious. On the other hand, if the amount of glucose in the blood rises threefold, fourfold, say about 400 milligram per cc, then of course there is a problem. And the problem is that the excess of glucose present in the blood gets excreted in the urine, and that situation is normally called diabetes. And that's a real tragedy to be a diabetic, because it erodes upon the health of the body and causes a number of problems. So the blood sugar level should be maintained. How can it be maintained? First of all, you have to know how this sugar came in the blood. It came because of the intake of carbohydrate. If we take a lot of carbohydrate, and of course we get a lot of glucose in the body, in the blood, and if that amount of sugar is not metabolized, then of course it remains in the blood. By metabolism, I mean anabolism. If glucose molecules are polymerized into glycogen and stored in the liver, some amount of blood glucose will be reduced. On the other hand, if this glucose is catabolized, that is, taken by all the cells of the body, and this molecule is broken down to give rise to energy, then of course the amount of glucose in the blood will decline. But the production of the energy depends upon our physical activity also. So we have to have certain amount of physical activity to catabolize glucose. But the question is, the intake of glucose by cells depends upon the secretion of presence of insulin. And you know that this hormone is secreted by the beta cells of the islet of Langerhans present in the pancreas. If there is some problem with the secretion of this hormone, this will definitely cause problems, imbalance in the body. So there has to be synergistic secretion of glucagon, insulin, and intake of food, and a proper exercise. All these things have to be coordinated. A coordination and maintaining a balance between different situations is a phenomenon that exists everywhere, whether it's a body or external world.